This is going to be episode 2, which is the continuation of Mustache Guy, because I never finished because we had the blooper reel. So the continuation of Mustache Guy is so I told you we got him out. We were picking up pieces of him in the car, and then my friend had said, "Oh my God, I found his nose. Do you want to hold it?" Well, the importance of the mustache was it wasn't just his nose. It had the mustache too. And so the whole triangle bit right here was together, and it was under the seat. And it was it was a cool moment. Okay. So that was the continuation of that one. Last year, I was dating a man, and he was a sweet, sweet man. Never raised his voice at me, never said anything mean to me, never hit me. I've been thankful that all of my relationships have been non-abusive. There have been some moments where both parties have popped off at the mouth and said some things we've both regretted, but overall, I've been in happy, healthy relationships. And that's what threw me for a loop when I got sick. And the man I'm dating is saying it with the most love in his heart, but he's mentioning, "Hey, you're getting sick and sicker and sicker. Let's put you on my insurance. Let's go get married and I'll put you on my insurance." And that one made me sick even more. My body knew that this wasn't the person, that I wasn't in the situation I needed to be. And when I've been writing my book, Bloodstains and Breakthroughs, same title as this podcast. Hey, look at me, I'm so smart. Look at that. One of the things I noticed when I was writing was that every time that I was put in situations where I went against my instinct, I got sick. And it's crazy because I literally woke up one day in 2024 and never got better. I woke up sick and never got better. And that scared a lot of people, including myself. I'm still kind of unsure how I feel about it. In all honesty, I'm trying to listen. In my healing stage, I'm trying to process what all happened. And in episode 1, I talked about a hospital visit where my childhood trauma, my crime scene trauma, and my medical trauma all came to a screeching halt and blew up in my face. And that's what sparked my healing journey and kind of the downward trajectory of my life. And then there was surprisingly a trampoline at rock bottom. And now I'm like, up. I don't know what's happening. So we're just kind of going with it. My childhood trauma, my crime scene trauma, and my medical trauma all collided in one horrible incident where I was the patient in the same room years later where I was the crime scene investigator before. I know that sounds confusing. I'll explain. I don't even know if I said that right. But early, I want to say 2022. No, that doesn't sound right. 2020. Your girl's got CPTSD and memory loss. Okay. I don't know what year it was. While I was a CSI, I worked a dog leash and closet hanging. And I talked about that in episode 1 slightly. And now I'm elaborating in episode 2 just to keep you hooked. This is unintentional. I just forget. Anyway, he had gone to a local hospital, and I was the crime scene investigator. I went there to take photographs of the ligature marks on his neck. And I don't remember how it all kind of I can't remember bits and pieces, and maybe as I talk it'll come together. But I'd gone to the hospital and the nurses were still working on him, and I needed photos of the ligature marks. And so they the hospital and the crime scene investigators have a mutual understanding. Like, I know that they have a job to do, which is save this life, and they know I have a job to do, which is crime scene investigation. And so we have this understanding that as long as I can be out of their way, then, we're cool. And so I was trying to take photos of his ligature marks, and they were like, "Hey, if you want photos now, you're going to have to climb on." And I was like, "What do you mean climb on?" And they were like, "Straddle." And I was like, "Okay, this is weird." So here I am. They've got like the CPR machine thingamajiggy. I want to say it's Lucas. Maybe, I don't know, the CPR machine. It looks brutal. Oh, anyway, they had that on him. And so I'm straddle him like waist, and I'm like over him taking a photo, and like, one-handed trying to hold a scale to the ligature marks. And they're like putting in ventilators and stuff. Listen, I don't do medical stuff. The only medical thing I know how to do is be operated on. I also know how to pronounce EGD, which is esophagoduodenoscopy. Ask me how I know. I've had 100 of them. Anyway, not the point. Point was that I was taking a photo, and then like the way that he the way he breathed, like it like lifted his body up in like a kind of a type of way, scared the absolute shit out of me. I almost punched him because I had this like irrational fear of like dead things don't move, and the second dead things move is the second I start screaming. And I've had one case where a body moved, and it freaked me the fuck out. And no, I would be like person number one in a zombie apocalypse. The hospital trip where I was the crime scene investigator, there was a portion of it where I had to stand in the back of the room. And in the back of the room, there's a corner, but it's like a corner that has like a cutout for like maybe a pipe or something. So it's kind of like anyway, it's a corner with a square in it. So I'm not about to draw a visual. You get it. If not, I'll post a photo. I'll post the whole video of my incident because, I should. Oh boy. Christina, tell your story. If it saves just one life. People want to hear your story. It's just so uncomfortable for me. I'm going to insert the video in editing. You're welcome. Last time I stood in this room, I was a crime scene investigator and stood right in that corner as I watched a guy named Craig get CPR'd and die right there. Look at me go. In this corner, there is a silver like storage cabinet. It's clear so you can see all of the medical supplies. It's all labeled and stuff like that. It's a locked unit. But it's not in like every hospital room in this hospital, right? So like this is a triage room. I'm smart enough to know that. They've got striker equipment all over the ceiling and all of that. So this is a very notable room. And I'd been to this hospital years later now as a patient, a lot, and I would never set foot into this room until I did. And I'm escorted back to my room, and they open the door and they go, "This is your room. We'll be with you in a minute." And I'm left alone in this room, and here comes my CPTSD fucking acting like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, and they hate my ass because it just hit me out of fucking nowhere. I realized where I am. I started having flashbacks to that particular incident. and realize his name is the same name as my father. So now my brain has registered the name as my father's name, the crime scene where I'm seeing it, and then now it's me as the patient and not him. So that sparked the whole Christina's now hanging and killing herself in all the ways because that's what her brain did, because that's what all the crime scenes she worked. So, yeah, coming to the realization that like I was watching myself in my head, off myself in all the ways that I had worked those crime scenes. And then I tell everybody in my friends and family, and then they look at me like, all right. Anyway, like I told my mom I wanted to off myself. She had no reaction. My ex had triggered the whole, oh, Christina's suicidal, which is kind of what helped spark all of that. Also, I wasn't suicidal before, but then I was. And then I was able to convince my friends via text that I was okay. And it's moments like that. And then like I'd heard from doctors I was dying. I'd broken up with my boyfriend. I'd lost my job. I'm in depression. I want to off myself. My house is an absolute mess. And I'm not fucking above posting that fucking video up on this Facebook showing how messy my house was. Cause I am a firm fucking believer that the state of your house is equivalent to the state of your mind. So if your house is a mess, your mind is a mess. And that's one reason why I also started this cleaning business, CSI Clean Scene Investigators. CSI Clean Scene Investigators is a trauma and crime scene cleaning company. We do specialize in biohazard remediation and cleanings. However, we do also do regular cleanings at the moment. And it's nice and it's amazing because on one aspect, in the traumatic sense, we are helping the families in the best way that we can. Usually it's the families that find them. And it's horrible to have them clean it too. And so for us to be able to come in, and I understand that sense of, hey, your family member's dead because my sister was murdered. And then I also understand the crime scene aspect and the attention to detail that cleaning takes, especially for biohazard stuff. And so I'd actually made a joke about crime scene cleaning to my boyfriend, who had his own cleaning business, and just because of the economy, it wasn't doing so hot. And I made a joke saying that, whatever, it's kind of economy efficient, so to speak, is crime scene cleaning. And I made it a little haha. And he comes in with a 10-page business proposal and he goes, here. And so I was able to become CEO of my own company. And so we have been graciously blessed with so many opportunities. We have already booked our first clients, and we're excited to see what's going to come in the future. 2026 is going to be incredible, and I'm here for it. That being said, shameless plug, I'm sorry, but if you're morbid, and you are because you're listening to Bloodstains and Breakthroughs, if you head over to TikTok, you can at CSI Christina, and we will be filming our before and afters. Disclaimer on the before and afters before I go any further. The before and afters of cleaning crime scenes is for educational purposes only. If you know me, you know. Anyway, you can also follow us on Facebook at CSI Clean Scene Investigators, and we will be posting there too. Continue to follow Bloodstains and Breakthroughs. I will be Oh, I am probably going to make another podcast and read some of my book and see what y'all think. So if you're interested in reading the book also, which is obviously more in depth than what I'm able to discuss on the internet, please follow for more, comment below, and I will talk to y'all later. All right. Love you. Bye.